Hi guys. Oop. Don't mind my stick-up hair. It's just kind of I've gotten a lot of break-ends lately because of the dryness in the house. Don't mind me. I'm kind of not. I'm as put together as I can be right now, and I have a lot of hair. But I'm just coming out. Wow, that's so sad. I didn't realize my hair broke like that. Anyway, I'm gonna sit over here so you don't say that. I'm coming on to update you with certain things that are going on. Alright, so first things first. It's been one heck of a busy month to 2 months, first of the new year and February. As you all knew, Mom was placed in absolute care for hospice care. She is now pretty much at the verge of passing. So we're dealing with that. She's had a good life. We know this. She's 92, I believe. And so it's about time. And we didn't want her suffering anymore like she was. She was having a hard time breathing, and things like this. So, it's been kind of a rough couple weeks. So yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do with how Gramp's gonna deal with it or how that's gonna go down. Right now he's getting used to just being me and him in the house. And I think when that goes, his Alzheimer's is making it so he's not kind of remembering a lot of things. Hey John. So I'm not sure. I really just don't. We'll have to play it by ear. Right now he's okay, knowing that she's in there, but and that I said that she's trying to get better and stuff. The moment we had to go in before, when Mom almost passed, and he had to go in and sit there, it was really hard for him. And then he started getting up in the middle of the night, and it was just crazy because he was asking all these questions: where is she? What's she doing? And it just triggered him. So I think the best thing for him is just to kind of not exasperate the situation by saying that. Like I said, I don't know. He might just, being married to her for 72 years, he might just feel it anyways. Emotionally, spiritually, I don't know. But lately, for the last couple days, he's been doing pretty good. We keep him in the routine. If we deviate from the routine, he kind of gets all thrown asunder. Like last night, I took the dog out after I put him to bed, and I threw him off, because usually I turn off the light and then I go to bed and he goes to bed, but then I put the dog out and he's like, wait, what are you doing? So any little thing like that, it's like, what? And then like he's sleeping a lot more now lately. So that's good too. And I haven't been feeling good myself. I've got this swollen lymph node over here again, and scratchy throat. So I'm like trying to stay and boost all my immune system and do all that stuff so that I don't get him sick or anything. Because it's just been a lot of stress on me. And I actually ended up using my thieves last night and putting it on the bottom of my feet and on my chest and diffusing it, and I felt a lot better this morning. But now that I'm talking, it's starting up again, which I was afraid it was going to do, but I'm like, eh. So I'll just have to take my supplements and things. But I think that also has to do with the fact that it's been, really stressful, and I also found out yesterday that they're docking my hours at work. So I'm only going to be working 14 hours, which is nothing you can live on. Hey, Chuck. So I'm going to have to be looking for a new job, pretty soon, because I have, Discover to pay, and without working that one day, for that week, I'm out $100 that day, So I need that to pay off these people, because I made a deal with them so they wouldn't come after me legally. So I'm going to have to find funds some other way. Which kind of sucks, and I wouldn't mind it if, well, I would actually have to mind it, because if this whole place, once Mom goes and then Gramp goes, we have to settle the estate, so I'd have to look for a place to live anyways, and I'd have to start making rent, so I'd have to be full-time anyways. Right now, I'm not full-time because I have to also be here for him, and we don't have somebody to cover for all the days that I would have to be out if I was full-time. So it's just easier and it's not as much paying out of pocket for people. So it's just a lot of little things going on. I was actually disheartened yesterday, because this was a really good job for me, but as it's been kind of going on, little things have been popping up that's kind of been red flag here, red flag there, and I didn't want to, think about it. And we got a new boss in September, and just he's running it differently, and he's a good guy. He wants to move up in the company, which is exactly what he's doing, is what you do for moving up in the company, which, okay. It's little complicated when I have to work there and different things happen and you're like, wait, what are we doing now? And you're like, well, I'm doing this instead now. I'm like, oh, okay. But I have done a lot of cool stuff over there. I've learned a lot. I got buff because I'm lifting paint cans, so that's cool. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to keep that up. So I've lost a lot of weight doing that, and I've gained muscle mass, which is cool. I never thought I'd be this weight. I was 145 in high school, and that's about where I am now. Plus or minus 2 pounds. So I've been waiting like 20 years to get back to that weight. So this was actually pretty cool. So we'll see what the universe of God has in store for me going forward. I don't know. We're going to try to start getting rid of some of Mom's stuff. Hey, Teresa. And donate things to like the homeless or other places. I'm gonna donate most of the books that we have here to the library and things like that. I don't know if my aunt's gonna be coming here because she and I are co-executors of the estate, so I don't know what's gonna happen with that. But there's gonna be a lot of changes coming soon. I'm gonna try to keep Gramp as mellow as we can. Like I said, if he found out that she was completely gone, he would definitely shut down. And then he'd start getting up in the middle of the night and he'd start, asking questions, and then that wouldn't be good for me either because I still, have to work and do all this stuff, and his emotional state would just be crazy. So right now he's at a position where he just thinks she's getting taken care of over there. He doesn't really know how bad it is. Because the last time we saw her and she was non-responsive, 3 Saturdays ago now, it just put him in a tailspin, as of course it would if you're married for 72 years. So, we'll see where that goes. I'm trying to stay away as much as I can because I don't want him getting sick, because, at the same time, if he ends up getting sick, then he has to go and he ends up getting, pneumonia, which is what they've been fighting repeatedly, and with this weather up and down, up and down, up and down. And me being out in the public and having a compromised immune system anyways and dealing with stress, that's usually when I have issues. So I'm trying to eat gluten-free, no sugars, nothing like that will cause an autoimmune flare-up. And believe me, it's very trying. I just ended up having egg noodles last night because the girl that comes over when I'm working, she makes Gramp food, and so I was just hungry, so I didn't have the energy because I haven't been feeling good to make myself something. I have my crock pot stuff. I do chicken and rice in my crock pot with some soup. So I gotta try to start doing that a little bit more, but Gramp's still eating, which is good, because the moment before, a couple years ago, when Mom went into the hospital with pneumonia, when this all started back in like 2017, when the downhill trend of health started, he was just like, he didn't even know. He's just like, psh. He stopped eating. She wasn't around. He's completely basically dependent on her when she was around. So if she's even back here, he's been learning how to be on his own. Like, he gets up and actually gets himself a glass of water now, and he'll make himself a TV dinner or something if he wants to when I'm not around. So I'm trying to get him to kind of be more on his own, and it's hard for me because I've learned to do that other stuff. So it's very interesting. But anyways, I digress. So that's where we're going right now. I will keep you guys updated. I will probably have to start selling some of my Young Living oils and supplements to supplement my lack of the day that they took away from me at work. Thank you, John. So if you guys know me, or if you're interested in essential oils, hit me up. I've got a lot of them to sell. I still got a big pile in the back, and I'd really appreciate it because that will help me pay off the Discover so they don't come at me legally and try to freeze my bank accounts and garnish my wages some more. because that's what they said. If I can't make the $484 a month minimum payment, they're going to continue legal action against me, and that's not cool. So I did not expect this, because with that day I was actually managing it pretty good. But now the universe is throwing me a loop. We'll see what happens. If I had $1 million, I'd just give it back to him so I wouldn't have to worry about this. But I got myself into the mess, so I have to get myself out of it. Lately I've been using Thieves on my chest. I put it, Thieves, this one's not diluted, so usually what you do is you kind of dilute it because it's got cinnamon in it, so it's a hot oil. But this one's diluted because it's a roll-on, so I put this on the bottom of my feet. I just did it this morning too, because I'm boosting my immune system up. And then this is our CBD version of Thieves. It's called Boost. It's got 300, so this keeps me calm in times of extreme stress, which is what's coming up and what has been going on. But this has also got Thieves, and this is diluted too. So this one actually I use at work all the time, and it's actually really cool, and it's more subtle than this. This is more pungent. This one's got kind of more of a subtle cinnamon. Oh, Dan just sent me something. Ah, Dan. My brother. Oh, he sent it to me and my aunt. We're also finding that Absolute Care here is having a changeover and turnover, so I don't know what's going on with that either, because that was if you were in Buffalo or anything, that was in the Buffalo News. There's this guy trying to buy out, he's got stock in 50% of Absolute Care. So we're like, do we pay? Do we not pay? They're in bankruptcy. I don't know what's going on. We got a lot of stuff that's going on. Hence why I use the CBD to calm me down sometimes too. So I've got a lot of that stuff to sell. I've got a lot of kid scent oils too, that if you guys are interested, if you don't know anything about oils, I can send you samples. And it's our CBD line is awesome. I'm still waiting on the muscle rub that I'm getting in, and my neighbor's gonna test it out too, because she stands all day because she's a waitress, and she's achy by the time she comes home. So I'm excited. I was never able to use CBD before, and now I can, because it's got 0.00 THC in it. So it's all just CBD. And we are the only company that basically you can be drug tested and use the CBD and you're fine. So there's not even trace, because we have a specific kind of way we put it's. I don't know exactly the science behind it, but it's a CBD solvent, and it's like smart spectrum is what we call it, because it's got the essential oils in it that pair with the CBD that works naturally in your body with your body, versus just CBD and whatever. So it's got more of a boost than your normal CBD, and it doesn't have the chemicals or the fillers as other ones might, to spread it out. So anyways, I got posts on that. If you're interested in that, hop on to my Sacred Oilers Education About Young Living profile. You can search it. It's public. Excuse me. Upset stomach. Too much stress. And then you can learn more about that. Or if you don't know, comment on here and I will put you into that group. I can add you to the group. I post almost all the time in that group. Not almost all the time, whenever I have free time and I'm on, which I'll have another day, and it'll help me also. I gotta look at the silver lining, because it'll also help me here structure the house so that at the end, when everything is settled, it's not as much of a hassle for me and my aunt as co-executors. But anyways, with this weather, I definitely have to make sure that I'm on par, because I cannot afford to be below the wellness line. And I'm looking at everybody's Facebooks, and so many kids are falling, and so many adults are getting this flu A, B, whatever it is. And I'm like, I can't, because of my autoimmune issues and my allergicness, I can't get the shot. So I have to find other avenues to seek stuff. And it's interesting, and it's a challenge sometimes, because sometimes I'll be like, dude, I just would rather have the shot, and then sometimes I don't, because then when I have the shot, I have alternate complications to it, because my body's so sensitive. And apparently I've learned that it's just how I was born. I was born with apparently not as much immune stuff as I thought I did, because apparently I'm learning from what was said by my grandmother and things like that I've always kind of been like a sickly child to a degree, all throughout high school and kids, and when I was in the foster homes and things like that. So that's interesting. I never thought I was that kind of sickly. But thinking about it, I always ended up in school being sick on the weekend, which actually worked out, because ironically I had perfect attendance in middle school. Not in high school, but in middle school. So that was kind of funny. But anyways, I digress. Sorry, scroll brain. This is what happens when I don't feel good. And my monthly dragon came too. So I'm definitely using a lot of my dragon time so I don't bark at people. Because that's not going to be conducive. And we're in Mercury Retrograde, which means technology is going to be weird. It's going to start malfunctioning. Communication is going to be a little scrambled. I've already seen it twice at my job yesterday and then Wednesday. Where people say something and I've even not been able to hear, but I think I have something going on in here. So I'm like, I heard gallon when it should have been a quart, so I screwed up that yesterday. Luckily my manager wasn't that bad. And then somebody will say a certain color and then the contractor will come in and then get the wrong color because they didn't hear it right from the customer. And then they're like, oh crap. So yeah, this is kind of crazy. It's going to go until this first or second week in March. So March 10th about. So just don't do any contracts. I can't get another job until after that, which kind of, cause you can, but there's going to be more hiccups with trying to finalize details and, what you get might not actually be what you would have wanted, or if you had waited until after the fact, you might have got something else might have come up and it would have been a better fit for you. No selling or buying houses, no signing contracts, buying new cars, selling new cars, nothing like that. Like if you're trying to sell a house or whatever during Mercury retrograde, it won't usually go through. There'll be some weird hiccup that, you'll put a deal in and then somebody else will pull out and then you're like, what? And then it's all kind of crazy. So usually during Mercury retrograde, what we do is we do internal. It's a period where you look at your shadow self, or what we say is our negative traits, and we learn to accept them and to grow with them. So what we end up doing is like doing RE, rest, relaxation, anything with RE as a preference to the word. Reorganization, I'm just trying to think of anything else. Reevaluate things. Let's see here. Like I'm doing reorganizing the house. It works with mom stuff. Reevaluating the absolute care stuff that we have to do because of what's developing. You can go and think about relationships and things like that. Don't start doing something crazy. Like this friend of mine, my coworkers, friends, they're getting married. They got married yesterday and I'm like, I would not it's a shotgun wedding and stuff. So I'm like, usually when that happens, usually the marriage tends to fall apart if you have a lot of complications if you get married during the time in Mercury retrograde. And it's very interesting too, because you can look back on certain situations, and I'm trying to do that now. The last time we were in Mercury retrograde was in July of last year. So if during July something weird happened and things were kind of falling apart, then you kind of can see the pattern. Depending on how much you have as a shadow, your negative traits that are coming up that you haven't dealt with yourself, more things might come out. Or if your family members haven't dealt with it, that stuff might be triggering them and you're fine. It just depends on certain people, and we got to learn. Wow, see this is what I mean. I got a mohawk. Mercury retrograde. I'm like, ah. Because I don't usually have, my hair has been pulling out of my head and breaking lately, and I have not had that issue in over 6 months. So, crazy things like this. And you're like, my hair's a mess, and I can't, go out, and my makeup's all messed up. So, yeah, just, don't take it, super hard. Just be like, what I do is I'm like, oh, Mercury retrograde, you silly, silly thing, and then try not to take it so seriously. I know it's kind of hard, but that's kind of what we do. So that's why I'm with this whole thing with mom passing, I'm, hoping that the paperwork is probably gonna get a little wonky until after February, until everything gets, after February, see, there you go, after March, until everything gets settled. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I got for you guys today. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for food, because I'm hungry but not hungry because I don't feel right. I'm probably gonna have some soup. And then, put more thieves on, and, diffuse thieves in here, to make myself feel better, and stuff like that, and try not to worry about my hair. And just relax, because I gotta relax with all this stuff, because thinking about it and trying to figure out what's going on, and all the complications with it, and trying to control the situation will not work out. I've learned that the hard way. The more you try to control your outward, environment, things, the more they go awry. And my grandmother tried doing that too. She tried controlling, how my younger brother was living life, how I was living life, how she was trying to live life, and it finally just kind of either blew up in her face or disintegrated in front of her, and everybody just went their separate ways regardless. So there's more hiccups than should have been. But anyways, everybody's each their own. Everybody's got a life lesson to learn, and we're all learning it in this crazy world. Oh yeah, and people are going to start taking Mercury Retrograde, people are going to start taking, like, shortcuts, and, like, they're going to, like, cut in front of you in traffic, and they're going to, like, do all this crazy stuff that they normally wouldn't do when they think things through. They're going to start doing, like, oh, I feel like doing this, and bam, and then you're going to get car accidents, and you're going to get all these weird things. So just be aware. Don't be paranoid, because that'll feed into it too. Just be aware that if somebody cuts in front of you, you're like, what the heck happened? You're like, oh, okay, well, they're being irrational because it's Mercury retrograde and they're feeling the energy, but they don't understand what's going on. All right, I'm going to get off because I got to go watch and rewatch some of my videos because it's cheering me up and trying to figure out what has happened in the last 6 months and evaluate where I can learn where my mistakes were, where my shortcomings were, or whatever, and see, okay, and then be like, okay, I barked at this person, maybe I need to take a moment and get back and be like, all right, they have their history, they have their, truth, let them do their thing, even though I don't agree with them. Because a lot of that is going to be confrontation, and we don't need that right now. So, just gotta zen myself, learn not to be like, and personally involved in a lot of this, because it's not, personally involved is me, just being personally involved in me and my immediate surroundings right here, me. And, other things, I just gotta be like, okay, go with the flow. That's what I'm doing with this loss of the day and trying to figure out where the money's going to come in and my health and stuff like that. So I've learned not worrying about it and not being so overly concerned about it actually works in my favor, because I've actually gone through my videos and have had other things happen. And then the moment where I'm like, nope, I'm just going to be like, all right, whatever happens, and let it play out, and I just surrender to the universe, God, whatever you want to say. And it actually works out. That's how I got this job that I'm in now. It ended up playing out. I wasn't even looking, and then I got into a fight with my grandmother, and she said, well, you'll never get a job. And I'm like, really? And then I went online, and Sherwin-Williams was the first one to contact me back, and it's actually been a plus because I've been able to lose the weight and eat more healthy and be able to get out of the stressful situation here and all this stuff. So it's very interesting the way we can look in hindsight on things and reevaluate our choices in lives and things. It's a very good time for all that. Yeah, and it's a good time for, like, if you want to do, like, spa stuff, if you rejuvenate, like, so take time, take a bath, relax, do a brunch with your best friend or whatever, things like that, just something to calm you down, and do it all out of love center. Don't do it, like, to be like, oh, well, I owe them, or they owe me, or, I owe myself, because I know in another video I said, I owed myself this necklace or whatever, and it kind of screwed up in my head. But when you do it for love and not expecting anything in return, that's where it produces the best results. And I know it's harder said than done. I mean, it's harder done than said. So it's interesting. So anyways, I'm going to get going. I got to go find some stuff to drink and eat and relax. And I'm going to put more thieves on. I'm going to diffuse some thieves to get my immune system boosted. I got to take my B12s, vitamins from Young Living, it's Super B. Which is up there, and my Super C and my Echinacea and a bunch of other stuff. Inner Defense. Did I say that? I don't even know. So anyways, I'm boosting up my stuff, relaxing and just enjoying, because tomorrow we're supposed to get 44-degree weather, if not today, and 46. So I'm going to enjoy it, because then we're going to get down to the bottoming out in the 32 again, with snow flurries slightly, nothing accumulating. And then teens, next week. So, February's going out with, bang, and March is coming in like a lamb. So, and then the other way around for probably the end of March will come out like a lion, because how they say, March in like a lamb, out like a lion, and the others. So, but anyways, Ash Wednesday is next Wednesday if you, are not aware. So that's all this, and then Lent's Friday, the Lenten for Fish Fry Live, that starts Friday too. So just so you know, it's already that soon. So, alright, I'm I will talk to you guys later. Love, light, and blessings, everybody. I will try to get on here a little bit more. I know, and if anybody's watching for my groups, I'll be in there as much as I can. But I got other stuff here that I have to do. And anybody who's watching that I said I was going to send oils to and samples to, I am so sorry. It's just been everything going on here with Mom is just throwing me off. So I'm going to try to get that going as soon as I can, getting out, trying to get the finances going for that now too. So, bear with me. I'm sorry. All right. Love, light, and blessings, everybody. Thank you. Hi, Tina. Namaste, everybody. Catch you on the flip side. Namaste.